Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title down below, in this video we're going to be making a master recipe of mini baked cheesecakes. So what I mean by master recipe, this is going to be a very big batch of mini cheesecakes. The purpose is so we can have a diet friendly dessert stored in the freezer. You can also make this non-diet friendly option, like more of a traditional way. So I'll be doing it the diet friendly, which is low carb and low sugar. It could be keto if maybe you substitute the berries or something. We're not on the keto diet, but we definitely are doing low carb and low to no added processed sugar. Natural sugars from fruits we don't really count or contribute, but that's just how we've decided to do our personal diet. But as we go along with the recipe, I'll also tell you the substitutes if you want a more traditional cheesecake kind of way. And with the master recipe, so we're essentially making one big batch of filling, and we're going to be dividing it up and doing different flavors. So it doesn't really matter, it's just like the main base recipe that can then be changed into any kind of flavor that you would like. So without further ado, we'll just get straight into making the first batch of cheesecakes to go in the oven. So I do apologize if you hear noise in the background. The oven's now on. I got that preheating to 150 degrees Celsius and our dishwasher's currently on. I've just melted 100 grams of butter here. I got my first tray. I'm only doing one tray at a time as I only have one tray, with some pink liners. So this is, I'm going to be pink for the chocolate strawberry flavour. I got this batch of different liners, which is really fun and cool. I got this for a Christmas gift, I don't even know, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm slowly working my way through them. So because I am making 3 different recipes, each recipe is going to get its own colour. So the chocolate strawberry I'm going to do as pink. The mixed berry, which is going to be blueberry and strawberry, I'll do as blue. And then the lemon, no that's right, the lemon blueberry I'll do as blue. And then the mixed berry I'll do as this like coppery rose gold metallic one. And then that way when they are in the freezer, because they will be frozen in its wrappers, just looking at the colours is easy to determine on what flavour we want to pull out. So now over on this side, as you can see, I got everything out. I'm making it, like I said, a low carb variety, so I'm going to be using almond meal. So in my bowl here for the base, we are going to do 2 cups of almond meal. If you wanted to do it the more traditional way, then you would want to do 2 cups of just crushed up plain biscuits. This is a half cup measure, so I need 4. And my sugar replacement, I'm using this sweetener. I haven't used this type before. It does say cooking, baking, hot drinks, and just a sprinkle on. So hopefully this is all good. I have used, I can't think of what they're called. I have used other ones. But this one was the one on sale, so. And with this sweetener, as well as most of the other sweeteners we use, it's the same ratio as regular sugar. So we have got 2 cups of the almond meal. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar or sweetener. So again, I'm doing 1 cup of the sweetener, and if you wanted to use sugar, it's 1 cup of sugar. So I'm just going to mix the 2 combine, and then we'll add in our 100 grams of melted butter. And then this is going to be our base. I don't need to blind bake this because I am using almond meal. If you're using the biscuit crumb, I would just chuck this in the oven that we got preheated at 150 degrees Celsius, fan force, only for about 5 to 7 minutes, just to slightly cook up and crisp up that base. But because this is almond meal, it's not necessary. And now we'll add in 100 grams of butter, and it's the same amount of butter as well if you were to do the biscuit crumb. And as you can see, it's forming little balls and it's coming together kind of like wet sand, which is the perfect consistency that we're looking for. So now bringing my container. I would use about a tablespoon. All my tablespoons are currently in the dishwasher, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. But you want about a tablespoon of our base mixture in the bottom of each muffin pan or cupcake pan. I definitely have not made enough of this mix, but that's okay. I was thinking about doubling this recipe, but I thought I'll just do it singly. And I'm just going to be taking my 1/4 cup measure just to kind of compact it down at the bottom. Okay, so it is sticking a bit. If I had some spray oil, maybe that will help it. But I'm just going to go across just to kind of compact it. And then I'll go over with my fingers to smooth it out. Alright, so now we got our base all done. I'm just going to set this off to the side. And again, if you were using the cookie or the biscuit crumb base, then definitely chuck it in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now switching over to this side, what I'm going to be doing is starting on our little saucy fruit syrupy kind of thing for our filling. So I got 2 cups of diced up strawberries here, and half of this mixture will be for the mixed berry, and the other half of the strawberries will be for the choc strawberry. And I also got 2 cups of blueberry here, and again half, so essentially 1 cup worth of these blueberries is going to be for the lemon and blueberry, and then the other half will go with the strawberries for the mixed berries. But either way, so we got 2 cups of strawberries, so I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. And again, if you're using real sugar, just use 1 cup of sugar. So it is half a cup of sugar per 1 cup of berries. So we got 2 cups of blueberry. Whoopsie. So I'm adding 1 cup of sugar. Oh my goodness. Okay, blueberries have a bit more sugar, but that's fine. And this is just going to get nice and soft and get all juicy and turn into nice sauce. And then we will come in and mash it up slightly. If you want it completely smooth, you can definitely use a food processor. But I don't mind having a little bit of berries. But as you can see, just mixing it on how glossy it's getting, and all that sugar's already melted and dissolved. These blueberries I did leave whole as well, because like I said, we will end up just coming in and mushing them up a little bit, and I'm not too fussed if there's bitter chunks. And we just want to cook it down to all of the sugars dissolve. These strawberries, they're both on medium heat, but the strawberries are definitely working faster. So once all the sugars dissolved, oh my goodness, it smells so good. And just till they're nice and soft, so about 5 minutes once the sugar's dissolved. And I'll just be standing here switching between the two. Alright, so as you can see, the colour of this is absolutely incredible, and they're getting all nice and soft, and a lot of those juices is coming out. There's no added sugar, no added water. That's purely just the natural juice and the sugar that's melted. And again, this is beautiful. So the strawberries, I'm going to start mashing. So I'll turn off the heat, but I'll just leave it on the heat source. I'm just going to take my regular potato masher and mash it. And again, if you want it a really fine, or not fine, but smooth, you can process it. But again, I don't mind a little bit of fruit bite inside of my cheesecake. And I'll turn the heat off these blueberries now as well. I got a feeling I've stained my wooden spatula, but that's okay. Alright, so we're now going to be starting with the cheesecake filling. I have just juiced up half of a lemon. I got 1 lemon extra for when we do the lemon blueberry flavour. We will add in that whole lemon with that flavour. And I got 3 packets of cream cheese here, which are 250 grams each. And they are at room temperature. The eggs are also room temperature. And now I'm going to be using my electric hand beaters. You can use a stand mixer if you prefer. And you're just going to beat the cream cheese. That's all I've added. So we've got the 3 packets in here on a medium to high speed, just until it's all nice and soft and kind of a little bit fluffy. So just a minute or 2. So we would definitely want to add some vanilla. I don't have any. I didn't realise I didn't have any till right now, and I'm not going out to get some, so I'm just not going to have that. But if you want to add the vanilla, which I do highly recommend, you would want about 3 to 4 teaspoons worth. And I got plain flour here. I want to add in about 3 tablespoons. So if you do want this extra more lower carb, instead of the flour, you can substitute with the almond meal, except I don't want the flavour of the almond meal inside the actual filling. So that's why I have kept with the plain flour. And with the amount compared to all the different types of mini cheesecakes, and obviously you're going to only eat 1 mini cheesecake at a time, it's still going to be a lot lower carb than what it would be regularly. And again, if you're not on a diet or you don't need it diet friendly, then the plain flour is just fine. Got some sour cream. We want about 1.5 cups. Which I think this would be the whole 300 grams. It's so hard baking when all of my tablespoons and teaspoons are in the dishwasher. But that's okay. But if I realised it was a whole 300 grams, I wouldn't have got that one dirty. I would have just used a knife, but that's alright. So yeah, 300 grams of sour cream or 1.5 cups. We want 1.5 cups of our sugar. I don't know if I got enough sugar. The tiniest bit short. This is a 1/2 cup measure, but that's fine. That's enough for me. So you do want 1.5 cups of sugar or your sugar replacement. We use this whole jar in this recipe. Wow. I'll add in my 1/2 a juiced lemon, which isn't that much to be honest, but that's okay. And a pinch of salt. And we're just going to mix this until it's all nice and combined. And now for our eggs. So we want to add room temperature eggs. I'm going to crack in 2. Give it a mix to combine, and then we'll crack in the other 2. And that, my friends, is our master baked cheesecake filling. Alright, I'm going to do something I absolutely hate and not clean up, which drives me nuts because it's like things can go getting washed and put away and put in the rubbish. But because we got so many flavours to get through, I do want to get the first lot in the oven, and then while this first lot is in the oven, I can then come back and clean. Again, don't have tablespoons, so I might just use my 1/4 measure cup. So the first lot, like I said, with these pink liners, I want them to be the chocolate strawberry flavour. So just taking a 1/4 cup measurer, I don't even know if this 1/4 cup will fit. That's probably perfect size, to be honest. Pop it in each tray. And again, to make this more of a diet friendly for myself, this is 95% sugar-free chocolate. And they're just like little chocolate melts. So I just think I'm going to pop 2 or maybe 3 pieces in each. Might treat ourselves. We'll pop 3 pieces in each. And now with our beautiful, beautiful strawberry sauce. You know what? My dishwasher's done, so I'm going to get a spoon. Oh, it's hot and steamy out there. Woo. But what I'm going to do is just get a teaspoon and pop a teaspoon on each. And now for the finishing touches, I'm just getting a skewer, and we just kind of want to swirl it around a little bit. And it just gives us such a beautiful marbly effect. But not only does it give it the nice effect, it will also make it tasty and have that strawberry flavour throughout the whole thing. Alright, so now these are going to go into the oven at 150 degrees Celsius, fan force for 20 minutes. So now I've got 20 minutes spare. I am going to tidy up. I definitely like to tidy up as I go, and like I said, I personally would prefer to tidy up before I even started assembling the strawberry mini cheesecakes, but because we do have a few different batches to get in the oven and I only have 1 tray, I just mainly wanted that in the oven. And now I've got 20 minutes spare to do whatever while I wait for the cheesecake, so now I'm using this time to tidy up my kitchen and get it all nice and back to normal. Oh, looking good. Right, I've got this kitchen tidy up as tidy as it can be. I also juiced the lemon, I've got to do that, so that's now prepared. for the lemon and blueberry. So, I don't know if you noticed, but I hold up 2 teaspoons. I remembered I needed spoons, so I did hand wash a couple teaspoons rather than putting them all in the dishwasher. I just forgot I'd done that, but that's fine. So we got 5 minutes left, about 4 minutes left. I'm going to sit down in the lounge room where it's cool with the air conditioner because it is hot for just a couple minutes, and then we'll come back, take these out, and we will assemble the mixed berry. The mixed berry next. As you can see, this is the strawberry chocolate one, which you can't tell that there's chocolate in there. I mean, you can see a tiny bit of chocolate peeping through on that one, but there are a few little bits of chocolate hidden in there, which is going to be absolutely delicious. And now we are going to be working on our mixed berries. So I got the strawberry stuff again. I'll do a teaspoon on each. I used the rest of our base, so I didn't make enough. I need to make half a batch more extra base, but I don't have any of that sugar, so the lemon blueberry ones just ain't gonna have any sweetener or sugar in the base, but it should be fine. And now with our blueberry, just the same thing, just taking about a teaspoon. That was probably a big teaspoon, but that's okay. So now we're using half of this blueberry mixture because the other half will be for the final batch, which will be our lemon blueberry. And then same process with a skewer, we just want to kind of marble these two around. And also with these things, you also can do whatever flavour you want. That's the best thing about this just base master recipe, is you can add whatever you like. So originally I would have liked a white chocolate raspberry cheesecake instead of the milk chocolate strawberry, but I couldn't find, well, the shop I went to at least didn't have white chocolate sugar-free white chocolate chips, and that raspberries didn't look very nice either, because I was also going to use the leftover raspberry to incorporate with our mixed berry. So this was going to end up having raspberry, blueberry and strawberry. And now these are going to go into the oven at 150 degrees Celsius pen-force for 20 minutes as well. And now all I got to do while that's in the oven is prepare the lemon base, which is the juice of 1 lemon added in, and I'm just going to use my whisk. What I might actually do too, since this is going to be the last flavour, and just so I can get it all washed, rather than having a marbly effect, I'm just going to mix all of this leftover blueberry in with this mixture. And then that is that. So now that's all ready to go, and all we got to do is just scoop it in. And we don't need to worry about marbling or anything, so it'll be a bit quicker. I'm going to set that to a side. I'm going to make half a batch more of the base. So it'll just be 1 cup of almond meal and 50 grams of butter that I'll melt, and I'll mix that. I don't have any sugar replacement, so that's okay. These are the mixed berry ones that have just now came out of the oven. As you can see, it kind of looks just like a marble blueberry. You kind of can't see the strawberry in there, but there's definitely strawberry in there. And over here, this is the lemon blueberry. I did end up making a bit too much mixture because I put in 50 grams of butter with the 1 cup of almond meal. I didn't take into account that there's no sugar, so it was too wet, so I added in more almond meal just to try and get the right consistency. And now we got a little bit of wastage, which is unfortunate, but it happens. But I will put on the screen the correct amount, hopefully, to make a really good consistency that can cover this whole batch. Otherwise, these last batch is now going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. These are a little bit of more of a runnier consistency as well because of the lemon juice. I thinned it out a little bit, but it should be totally fine. Alright, so I'm going to do a taste test on the strawberry chocolate cheesecake. Nick's already taste tested each flavour. I haven't tried any yet. I wanted to wait till they were cool. And with them cooling as well, the paper does peel off pretty easy, which is fabulous. In the freezer, I am going to freeze it with the paper on.
Ooh.
And as you can see, a little bit of the chocolate there, and then just the strawberry, and then the base. I'm very happy with that. And the base as well. And the base as well is like a really good consistency with the almond flour or the almond meal. It's not like crumbly or soft or breaking apart, so that's really good too. Alright, so it's now the next day and here are all the cheesecakes. Actually, this is a little sketch. I'm going to have to put this down and show you a bit closer. But they've all been out. They've been in the fridge just like this on this board uncovered overnight. They're perfectly fine like that. So this is all of them here. So we got our lemon blueberry, our mixed berry and our chocolate strawberry. They are all absolutely delicious. I love all of them. If I were to change anything, I think with these strawberry ones I would add in 2 teaspoons of the strawberry syrup rather than just the one with the chocolate bits, just because the flavour of the berries, because we got 1 teaspoon of the strawberry and 1 of the blueberry in this mixture, it's a lot more nicer and flavourful with the cheesecake mix, where this one is, I mean, if you just have one of this it's fine, but once you have one of these and then have one of those, you can definitely tell the flavour difference. That's the only thing I'll change though. And as you can see, they are a little bit crackly and a little bit wrinkly on top. That's just how they are. They're perfectly fine. If you want to make them nice and present more well presented, definitely add in some whipped cream and then garnish with some berries if you like. I'm not going to worry about it. It's delicious just how it is, and it's just Nick and myself eating them. Alright, now to freeze. I don't have much room. I've still got my pumpkins off this side here. But what I'm going to do, they were baked yesterday, so I'll do K for baked and then F for the date frozen. So I'll do yesterday's date, which is, so yesterday was the 17th. So I definitely do like to keep track on when things were made or frozen. Yeah, when things were made and when things are frozen. If this was like a meat product, I generally do B and F. So B is the best before date that we had on the packaging and F will be frozen. That's why I've done BK for baked. And we're going to freeze them in their wrappers. They pull apart from the wrappers very nice and easy. And I'm just going to repeat the process as well. I do have 4 left over here. I will give 1 each of the flavours to my parents and my brother each. So 3 of each will go to them. And then I just got 1 left over just because it would have bugged me. Just an extra 1 in here. And then Nick and I, we can just eat them fresh. So I might have 1 for dessert tonight, or maybe 1 as a cheeky little breakfast with my coffee tomorrow. We'll see. Now I've got them all bagged up. I just got a cookie sheet here, which I'm just going to transfer them onto there, and that's just going to help it in the freezer. And then once they're all completely frozen solid, I can rearrange them in the freezer and fit them in a little bit nicer. But just for now, this is all going to go in the freezer. But yeah, that is all for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe down below so don't miss out my future videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.